Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at HubFit's workout sections. You can have 4 different types of sections, which include regular sections, circuits, AMRAP, and intervals. I'm going to be showing you all 4 and how it works. We're going to be looking at the client app and how it works in the workout tracker, and then I'm going to show you from the coach side how you can actually create these different workout sections. Over here we have an interval section. So an interval section is an auto timer which auto displays exercises. So it's a way for clients to follow along on exercises that you set. You'll see here any descriptions you add will appear here, the type of section will appear here, and the name of the section that you give appears here. They can see all the exercises in this section and how many rounds you've assigned, and for them to start the section they can just click the start button. So I'll go ahead and click start section, and you'll see the section has started. We have a jump rope exercise which goes for 30 seconds. You'll see here the timer has started. Over here it indicates the rest period, and over here we have a couple of options, one being we can pause. So I will go ahead and pause just so I can run you through the rest of the things that we see here. Over here we see how long is remaining for the entire section. So we had 3 rounds and it calculates the total duration based on each exercise and the rest period. So this is a nice countdown for the client to see how long is left for this interval. Over here they can see how many rounds they've completed, and here they'll see the percentage that they've completed so far. And there's also a bar here to show them their percentage completion. Over here the video auto plays. Any fields that you assign for the exercise appears here. So if you assign weight or if you assign reps, whatever it may be, they will appear here. If the exercise has any instructions, an icon will appear here that the client can click on to view the instructions. If the client wants to see the section instructions, they can click on this icon. And there's also this option to end the section early. So maybe at round 2 they want to end it and not go to round 3. They can just do complete and they can finish the section. So I will go ahead and click play to show you what it looks like when the exercise is done and the rest timer kicks in. So as you see, the auto timer kicks in for the rest period, and here I can see that the rest period is 30 seconds and it shows me what exercise is coming next, the duration and the rest period along with the exercise instructions. I can skip this rest period or I can even pause it if I want to extend it, but I will just wait for it to finish so I can show you what it will look like as it's auto playing. So you can see the next exercise kicks in, and again this is 30 seconds. We can also skip exercises, so I can just like fly through the exercises. So in this case I'll just fly through it really quick just to show you what it looks like. So over here you see the section has now been completed. So the client will see how many rounds they've completed and how long it took them to complete this interval section. They can always reset a section if maybe they want to redo it, or maybe they entered some data incorrectly. They can just come here and do reset. This data is also available to you from the coach side. Over here we have a circuit section. A circuit is just a way for you to give them certain exercises and the rounds they should do them for. So this is similar to what we just saw for the sections. I will go ahead and click start section. So here we've started our circuit section. So this is similar to what we saw with the intervals, but we do have an extra option here. This option here allows us to either reset the section or to mark the section completed. Maybe in round 2 we decide we want to just complete it and not go to round 4, we can do so. So I will go ahead and fill in all these sections here, add all these in, and then I will do complete round. So when I do complete round, it takes us to the next round. Now because there's a rest period between the rounds of 10 seconds, that automatically kicks off. So I will just go ahead and do complete round and then complete round. And here you can see similar preview. Next up we have AMRAP. So here you can give them a list of exercises that they can do for a round and then a duration, and then they can track how many rounds they can get done within that duration. So let's go ahead and do start section, and here you can see similar options and you have a countdown over here for this section. So let's just go ahead and do complete round. So I'll do complete round. So far we've done 1 round, complete another round. So we have about 5 seconds left and we've completed 4 rounds in total. 2 seconds, 1 second, and you can see the time is up. Now, when the time is up, they can go ahead and do complete section. But if in any case they may have not recorded some rounds as they were doing the rounds, they can come here and modify and quickly add the rounds. You can go ahead and do complete section, and just like that we can see how many rounds was completed and the duration. In here is a regular section. This is just a way for you to group exercises together. So a good example would be if you have a warm-up section for the beginning of your workout, you can group your warm-up warm-ups together. And the client can enter in their field and mark a set as complete. So I can do that here as well. And if they want to do an extra set, they can add another set. That's pretty much everything for a regular section. So we are now on the coach side, and right now I have the workout builder open. I have an empty workout program, and we're going to go ahead and create a workout with the 4 different type of sections to show you how you can actually create these. So the first thing is that this is a normal workout. I can drag and drop exercises as normal, but let's go ahead and create a section. You can do this by clicking this add section button here. If I do add section, you'll see here you have the 4 sections that we spoke about. You have regular, interval, AMRAP, and circuit. Let's go ahead and create a regular section first. I'll do regular and I'll do add section. So here you see we've created the section. We can always rename the section by clicking this, and we can also add instructions for the sections from here, and all the 4 sections follow this pattern. Over here in the drop down, you'll see that you have a duplicate option if you want to duplicate the section. You can also save the section to your library. So maybe you created a section that you like and you want to store it in your library so you can reuse it later. Let's go ahead and add an exercise into this section. So I'll just put run. I'll drag this over here and I can enter the fields if I want to. And if I want to add another exercise, I can just drag it. And just like so, we have 2 exercises in this section. Let's go ahead and create another section. And in this case, let's create an interval section. So over here, we've added the section. Again, looks similar, but there are some differences here since it's an interval section. The first thing you'll see is you can assign the rounds for this interval. And you'll also see that there's this duration here. This duration is automatically calculated based on the exercise that you add in to show you how long the interval is going to be. So for example, let's add squats. So let's put in squats. Now, when you add an exercise into an interval section, you'll see that this duration field is required. So let's go ahead and select a duration. I'll say that this exercise should be done for 1 minute. And here you can see this is now 1 minute. And you can also add in the rest period. And if you add a rest period, it will be added to the duration. The duration also takes into account the round. So if I do 2 rounds, you can see here now the duration is 2 minutes. And if I go ahead and add another exercise, let's add push-ups, and I'll set this to 1 minute as well. And you can see here this updates accordingly. So now we have 2 exercises, 1 minute each with 2 rounds, coming to a total of 4 minutes. Now, if you want a rest period between the rounds, the way to do this is to add a rest period in the last exercise of the section. Let's go ahead and create another section. And in this case, let's create an AMRAP section. So here again, this is similar. If you add an exercise, so if we add a barbell bench press, similar idea. The difference here in this case is that you pick the duration. So in this case, let's say we want them to do this AMRAP for 5 minutes. I can do so. And then when they start this section, they'll see the countdown start from 5 minutes. And the last section here is the circuit. So I'll go ahead and create this section. And here it's similar to all the other sections. The only difference in this case, because it's a circuit, you can assign the rounds, and adding the exercise works the same as any other section. So that's how you can create the 4 different type of sections. The main differences between them is these little settings depending on the section. So over here, we're in our sections library. So you can see this by going to your training under the library sections and then to your sections. So you can directly save sections from your workout, or you can even just come over here and create your sections straight into your library that you can easily reuse later and import to your workout. If I go ahead and click on add section, you'll see the same flow that we just saw. So I'm back in the workout builder and I want to show you how you can actually import a section from your library. So if I do add section, I can go to section library, which you can see here. I can click on this, and for example, let's click on this high intensity interval, and I can do add section, and just like that, it's added the section into this workout. And I can go ahead and modify it and make adjustments which won't affect the template that we just imported from our library. And the last thing I want to show you is how the sections look like in a completed workout. So here you'll see the client completed this section. We can see that it was a regular section and it was the warm-up, and here we can see the exercises along with all the different sets that they've done. I'll see here that there was an AMRAP section done. Here I'll see the total duration that they've spent doing this AMRAP. They might have ended it early before the countdown. Over here it'll tell me how many rounds they've done. And then here I can see all the exercises, and if they've hit any PRs or anything, it will also be tracked in the sections. This is covered more in depth in our workout tracker tutorial. If I scroll down to interval, you'll see it's similar, and the same thing goes for circuits. You can see that here. So that's everything for the workout sections. You have your regular sections, AMRAP, circuits, and intervals. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below.